Hi there, I'm David Hunt, owner of GameMasters Guild, and today I'm going to take a look at the new SpellJammer line of miniatures for Dungeons & Dragons. I think there's going to be a lot of cool stuff in here, so let's go check it out. Welcome to my SpellJammer unboxing. As always, be sure to look in this upper left-hand corner here, where I will be actually opening the miniatures from their boxes while I show you what I got. And I'm going to go ahead and start off with the tiny creatures. And here we go. First thing I have up is this strange thing right here. Really bizarre, but this is actually one of the Chewingas. And I actually got another one, but it's not a duplicate. But we'll see that in a little bit. Definitely kind of weird. At first I just thought it was legs with a weird ectoplasmy thing on top of it. But yep, that's a Chewinga. And he's actually meant to be leaning forward. He's not actually bent. Although I did have a few bent miniatures in this. This is, I believe, an Autonome. Yep, it's an Autonome. He kind of looks like a miniature Terminator. Kind of cool. All right. I actually almost forgot this guy. I was actually packing up the miniatures, getting ready to throw away my trash, and somehow, in my urge to open these miniatures, I had actually missed his packaging and almost threw him away, which subsequently I checked to make sure I didn't miss anything, and he was the only thing I missed. But he's one of the Dowar, one of the penguins from the SpellJammer creature book. I believe he can be a player character too. Pretty cool. My first sets of duplicates right here are these guys, and they are Mr. Flinch. Now, Mr. Flinch, actually, what he is if you were a big fan of TSR back in the day, these guys are actually Izarians from Star Frontiers. And needless to say, I didn't get any of the Plasmoids, which are essentially the Dralocytes from Star Frontiers. I was really hoping I could get at least one Plasmoid. But I did get two of these Mr. Flinches, and even though he's a named character, really, if you were playing a bunch of Izarians, you know, it'd be just fine to have duplicates of them, because you're always going to need extras of these guys, I suspect. But I really wish Wizards of the Coast would do something with the Star Frontiers property that they own, because that would be awesome. All right, so let's move on. All right, my next set of duplicates is the Master Neogi. That's pretty cool, and at first you think, oh man, duplicates, I wouldn't want a duplicate Master Neogi, but you know what? You might as well, because you can have one as a master, and of course, I mean, you could have a reason to have two masters, but at the same time, you could use one as a master and just one as a basic Neogi, just so that way you can pump up your numbers actually on the board. But these guys are pretty cool, looking pretty wicked. Definitely happy about getting duplicates of this. My next miniature and set of duplicates is actually these guys. And these guys are Astral Elf. Now, again, not a bad one if you're going to have a duplicate. Definitely not a bad one to have a duplicate of, just because going to be very, very, very handy. And they got a little bit of a lean, but that's okay. It's not too bad. That's reasonably fixable, or I could just live with it. Next, I have another Astral Elf, but this time with the sword drawn. And yep, it's just a regular Astral Elf. My final set of duplicates are these Jammer Leeches, which basically they look like crazy barnacles, and they're both exactly the same. So cool space sparkles. Although, you know, honestly, you could really use these Jammer Leeches for a number of different things in a number of different games, which that's kind of why I like SpellJammer. There's a lot of cool creatures you could use for a lot of other campaigns, not just SpellJammer specifically, but modern horror, sci-fi. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see what else we got. So we're all done with the duplicates, so let's see what we have for the regular ones. We got, in the medium-sized creatures, we got her. She is an Astral Elf. And who is she? She is, oh, Astral Elf Aristocrat. Very nice. Very good sculpt, very cool looking. I really dig it. I like the extra detail on the cloak. Or the cape, I mean. Whoops. Here we go. We have a Tree Keen. I think that's how you say it. I'm always really bad sometimes with the pronunciations. 3 Kreen. 3 Kreen. Yeah, he's pretty cool looking. He is ready to go. I like how he's got his little fist right there. Oh my gosh, he's got a bandaged. One of his arms is bandaged. He lost a hand. Oh, that's crazy. He's got a lot of story right there. Pretty cool guy. I like it. Good pose. Good pose. We have another Yazarian. Let's see. Or now in the book they're not actually called the Yazarians. They're called the Hadazi. So this is a Hadazi fighter. I kind of wish they would have kept the original name. It's pretty cool. My focus is really bad today. I have to apologize for that. That's crazy. Okay, so this one right here is, let's see what we got here. We have Rigar, a named character, and I think this represents the air bubble that is around her head once she leaves a spelljamming vessel. Either that, or she gave herself some kind of way to, maybe she can't breathe without air or something on herself. Next, we have the other Chewinga I was talking about, and this time he's riding one of the space goldfish. Oh, on a space guppy. Chewinga on space guppy. Yep. Cool. Let's see, now here's a real nice sculpt. Now this is actually Hastain, a named character, and I don't know exactly her background or who she is, but you could easily use her as a Triton if you wanted to. I mean, she definitely looks like a Triton, or I'm trying to think. There's another character. There's another class out there. I can't think. Oh, a Genasi. Maybe you could even use her as a Genasi, and she may be. I just don't know. She might be Genasi, I think, but that's okay. Let's see what else we got. Cool. Let's see. She is Topola. Okay. Looks like she's a scholarly sort. And I think she's got a bird or something in her hair. Yes, she does. She has a bird nesting in her hair, a la like Radagast. That's great. At least if it's not, it sure looks like it. Or, you know what? It's probably a space hamster. It could very well be a space hamster. Okay. Ooh, now here's something cool. This is Commodore Crux, and he's a griff. I think that's how you say the name. But basically, they're the space hippopotami. He's big and bulky, but he's a big dude. Look, he's got the flintlocks. That's cool. Up next, this thing is crazy. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, it's a Dowar and space swine. Oh, it's one of the penguins. That's cool. A space penguin on a space swine. That is great, man. Oh my gosh. Too crazy. And who knows, maybe it is too crazy. Let's move on. What do we got here? We've got a Astral Blight. Oh, okay, so basically just a blight in... Okay, that's cool. At first, I almost thought he was kind of like a Sasquatch, but now they get a closer look at him. He's definitely a blight. But you could just use him normally. Okay, now I've got two medium items left. One is a navigator's chair. Yeah, SpellJamming Helm. There we go. That's what it is. SpellJamming Helm. And that's a cool looking one, too. I don't know how many there are on the set, but this is cool. I mean, and of course you can use this for anything, but it's just so wicked looking. And it's nice that I was able to get one. Again, I wish I could have got a Plasmoid. Kind of annoyed I didn't get a Plasmoid. But this guy is really hideous. This is a Fear? Look at this. Oh, man, he's awesome. You could really use him for anything. Talk about Lovecraftian, man. If you don't play horror, you need to use this guy and just make up all sorts of stuff for him. Gooey, nasty, and if these other little tentacles are coming out of his main tentacles here, you can just imagine all these probably open up and do the same thing. And he's a medium-sized creature. He is gross and disgusting looking. Oh, he's awesome. I love him. He's great. Let's see, now we're into the huge creatures. And this guy's pretty cool looking. And he is actually, I remember seeing him in the book, but I can't remember. He is a Mercane. I don't know anything about them. But Pretty good detail. Definitely very, very different. I like him. Cool. And this is neat. An Umber Hulk. Man, that's a nice Umber Hulk. Although, you know, typically most of the Umber Hulks are usually in the same pose, generally speaking. So it almost doesn't matter. But I'm glad to see an Umber Hulk in the set. I don't know, I just don't think there's enough of them. That's pretty cool. And they just sound so cool in the monster manual. And I really got to break down and use one. I'm getting ready to here pretty soon in my campaign. Okay, now something really, really creepy. This is, I don't know what, but he is a Gauge. A Gauge. Wow, that is crazy. It's like, as soon as I saw him when I opened him, all I could think of was giant space flea. That's great, man. I love the insectoidness of him, but he's very different. And of course, he's a large creature, man. This is awesome. All right, let's move on. Now this guy, I read a little bit about him. He's cool. These guys, these are the, oh yeah, Talgu. Net Talgu. Oh, so disgusting. Oh, man. Again, very Lovecraftian. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm attracted to the SpellJammer setting is because of all the monsters. All the monsters, I mean, already in fantasy, there's a lot of creepy, crawly monsters that are very Lovecraftian. But I tell you, in SpellJammer specifically, there's really some very Lovecraftian-looking creatures. I mean, this thing's awesome. Ugh, hideously disgusting. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, and then coming up, we only have 4 more left. So this, again, very Lovecraftian, but we all know that this is actually a, Ulitharid. Look at that. He's awesome. But he also looks like a star spawn of Cthulhu or a cultist that maybe, you know, got blessed or cursed, however you want to look at it, by Cthulhu himself. But look at that. I love Mind Flayers. I love Ulitharians. These guys are great looking. Oh, so cool. So awesome. So many possibilities. And he just, oh, it looks so neat. Oh, look at his little tentacles. They're not molded on. They're just kind of hanging there. Oh, I love it. Okay. This guy, again, more Lovecraft stuff. He reminds me of the Elder Things. This is, and let me see if I can read the name on this here. He is a Arctic Elder? Arctic Elder. Yeah, this is an Elder thing from Lovecraft. But that's not thinly veiled at all. Wow, that's great. He looks good, though. Oh, man. Oh, I gotta play Call of Cthulhu really bad now. Oh, my gosh. And this is supposed to be for D&D miniatures. All right. So, here's my last large creature. Oh, super awesome Beholder. Man, this guy rocks. Oh, the variety and the creativity of these guys. Oh, yep, Beholder. Oh, so awesome. God, man, he looks so wicked. Oh, it's amazing. This is great. Okay, and the last but not least, dun dun dun, he is the Void Scaber. Look at this thing. It's like Megalodon on steroids. That's awesome. God, so cool. You know, so many of these creatures you could just use in all sorts of different games. And, you know, I know these creatures are specific to SpellJammer, but, I mean, come on, man. You can't just use these guys for one thing. You know, if it was up to me, and it is, I'm going to use these guys for a lot of other different games. You know, stuff like the Beholder, you know, to me that's more exclusively fantasy, same with the Umber Hulks. But, I mean, these guys, some of these other guys, you know, they're definitely inspired by Lovecraft. And this guy, specifically, they should just, I mean, Arctic Elder, come on, man, give me a break. He's definitely one of the Elder things. It's so cool, it's so cool. Look, and you could just put this thing just swimming in the seas on Faerun. Just, I know it's a Void Scaber, but man, you could do whatever you wanted to with this thing. And it would just look cool if you just put this thing out on the playing field while they're out in the ocean and they're like, what's that? You're like, exactly. It's some hideous beast of the deep. Oh, these things are so cool. So all in all, I'm super happy with everything that I've got. And all in all, let's see how many we ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of duplicates. So we only had 4 sets of duplicates, which is not bad. I'm pretty happy with having only 4 sets of duplicates. And what I really like about these duplicates is that I could use them all, honestly. I could use an extra one of these guys. You could use an extra one of these Hadazi or Yazarians. These Neogis, even though they're both masters, you could use one as a regular Neogi and one as a master. These Astro Elves, you can always use extra. And eventually I'm going to make a video on trying to correct this lean that they got here. But all these guys are really great, and I got to tell you, no matter what you're doing, eventually, sooner or later, you should run a horror game or some kind of modern horror supernatural game with these miniatures. These things are great. Well, thank you so much for watching, and that's all. Okay, so that's my look at the new Icons of the Realms miniatures line for Dungeons & Dragons SpellJammer. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I want you to stay safe, play great games, and I'll see you real soon. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching, and remember, stay safe. Stay safe. See you real soon. Stay safe, play great games, and I'll see you real soon. Hey, I forgot that. 3. Maybe I should stay safe, play great games. I'll see you.